So today we're going to dive into a really profound concept, something that's right at the heart of how a Muslim sees the world. It's called amanah, or the sacred trust. And honestly, if you can really grasp this idea, it can completely change how you see, well, everything. It's about seeing our blessings not as things we own, but as responsibilities we've been given.
Let's just start with a thought, a really simple but deep one. Think about this for a second. Some things in life
are not actually owned, right? They're not ours to just claim and control forever. This is like the fundamental starting block for everything we're about to talk about.
No. Instead, they are trusted to us. They're just placed in our care, for a little while, for a specific reason. And that's the core of what amanah is all about.
So what are we even talking about here? What are these trusts? Well, they're everywhere. They're part of our daily lives. Think about it. Your strength, right? The energy you wake up with. Your time, every single second of it. That position you have at work or in your family. Even the influence you have on just one other person. We tend to think of these as things we earned, but from this perspective, they're all trusts. And here's the thing about a trust, right? It's not a gift you keep forever. By its very nature, a trust has to be returned to the one who gave it. This life is short, and everything in it is temporary. So yeah, a day is coming when every single one of those trusts will be called back.
And that's the key. On that day, the big question isn't going to be, how much did you have? It's not a numbers game. It's not about how much strength you had or how much influence you built up. No, the only question that will matter is, how did you use it? What did you do with what you were given?
But let's be real, it is so easy to forget this, isn't it? I mean, in the hustle of daily life, we just fall into this mindset, this trap of thinking we're the owners of the whole show.
You hear it all the time, and hey, we probably say it ourselves. It was my talent that landed me this, or my success is because I worked so hard. My platform, I built it from scratch. And look, hard work is absolutely part of the equation. But that kind of language, it shows an owner's mindset, right? It kind of forgets where those gifts came from in the first place.
And this brings us right back to the core idea, amanah. It's a secret trust. And its value, it's not measured by how much stuff you have, but by how seriously you take the responsibility. It totally flips the script from getting more to being accountable.
So let's break this down. You've basically got two ways of looking at it. On one hand, you have the owner. Their whole world is about control, possession, or what's in it for them. But on the other hand, you have the steward. And their focus, it's completely different. It's about care, responsibility, and serving others with what they've been given.
And this is where, as Muslims, we're taught to see success in a totally new light. Real success isn't about grabbing more control. It's about showing that you can take amazing care of the little piece of the world that's been put in your hands.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? It really comes down to looking in the mirror. You got to ask yourself some tough questions. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you knowledge, did you share it? If He gave you influence, did you use it to stand up for people who needed it? If you have money, did it actually make someone else's life easier? It's like doing a real, practical audit of your trusts.
Let me give you a quick story to kind of paint a picture of what this looks like in real life. It's just a simple example about a man who was put into a leadership role, a really big trust, for sure.
Now this guy, he totally got the steward mindset. He knew his job wasn't about power trips or control, it was about care. So he actually listened more than he talked. When someone messed up, he corrected them without shaming them. And this is huge. His goal wasn't just to look good while he was in charge. He wanted to leave things better than he found them, for the long haul.
And you know how you could tell he was a true success? It was what happened after he was gone. Everything didn't fall apart. There wasn't chaos. Why? Because the people felt empowered. His legacy wasn't everyone needs me. His legacy was that he taught others how to carry that responsibility themselves.
And that story just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? A real legacy isn't about how much you piled up for yourself. It's not about power or status. That stuff fades away. Think about it. Talent can fade. Power is always temporary. These things are just passing through. But your character, your integrity, how trustworthy you are, that's the stuff that lasts. That's the real currency that's going to matter on the day of judgment.
All right, so let's bring this home. Let's make it personal for you and me. I want you to just pause for a second and really honestly ask yourself, what has Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala trusted me with right now in my life?
Maybe it's your family. Being a son, a daughter, a parent.
Maybe it's a skill you're really good at, the job you have. Or maybe it's just your voice, your ability to say something kind or true. Take a second and pinpoint what your specific trusts are.
Okay, now for the tough part, the really hard question. If that trust was taken away from you, today, right now, would you be at peace with how you handled it?
Because that's what it all comes down to at the end of the day. When all the accounts are settled and every trust goes back to its owner, our actions are going to speak. So will your trust testify for you, or is it going to testify against you?
So what's the takeaway here? It's this. Go ahead and build your success. Islam wants us to strive for excellence, but do it with a different intention. Build it like a guardian, a careful caretaker, not like an owner who's just trying to grab everything for themselves.
Because the greatest success, the real win, isn't about how much you can hold on to. It's about the state you return it in. It's about giving back that strength, that wealth, that time, and having made it better, cleaner, more beneficial than it was when you first got it.
And at the end of it all, there's only one legacy that truly matters. It's being remembered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as someone who was faithful, someone who honored every single trust that was placed in their hands. I mean, what greater achievement could there possibly be? Presented and created by a Nuran Studio.